Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Toca Race Driver 3, continuing with the career mode. Now I know you guys asked for me to drive the World GTs. I initially went to do a video driving them. It gave me the Mosler, which handles like a boat. It was the least fun thing I have driven on the game, so I gave up, and we're going to go drive the Type Rs. I'm sorry, I tried driving it. At Hockenheim it was fine. At Bathurst the car was so shockingly awful that I gave up with it. So, yeah, we're going to have a go with the Type Rs. I'm hoping these are going to be more fun, have some more entertaining racing. We're going to finish third in the championship. We're all driving the Civics. We're going to go to, this looks more my sort of thing. Brands Hatch Short, Snetterton, Mondello into, okay, so hold on. We go to the little tracks and do 4 laps, and then we go to the giant tracks and do 4 laps as well. I'm sure. We're going to have 2 nice short races to start with. Hopefully I can do alright at Brands Hatch and Snetterton. Mondello is anyone's guess. Laguna I've not actually been doing particularly well. Despite the fact that I know Laguna pretty well, I've, not been doing that well whenever we visit it, so I haven't managed to find a huge amount of speed there. These things I'm suspecting will be pretty good to drive. Touring car-esque vehicles always go down well with me, and hopefully should have plenty of good racing. 20 cars in the field, and it's wanting me to come top 3, so there is not going to be a huge sort of margin for error, really. With these cars, we can't afford to have too many dodgy races, really. You can give me a bump draft all the way down turn 1. That is absolutely fine by me. Are we going to go up the inside into this corner here? Yes, we are. We will slightly scrape our way along there. Oh, sorry, I pressed the button to go down. Apparently not. My teammate is going to come past again. Oh no, come back! God, these things are considerably slower than the GT cars or the Grand Prix cars or the V8 supercars or so on that I've driven before. Why are they going so much straight line speed? I don't know. Although I can be braver around there than they can apparently, which is fine by me. Right, I could always do with a win. Make up as many points as you can at the circuits that you are relatively good at. Really do seem to manage to pull away down here. I wanted to carry more speed down there, but there's a bloody Civic in my way. Can't do anything about it. We can do something about it here, though. Thank you. I will take that position away from you. Now we can hopefully run away and catch up to second. This lap is quite a lot flat out with these vehicles. We'll probably brake 3 times. You might get away with only a lift coming into the first corner as well, potentially, with these. There's a little dab on the brakes around there, but nothing major. Oh, come on, Civic. I need more power. If I'm going to catch up, as I need more power, I need to be a lot braver, I think, down turn 1. Dare we? Oh, we're going to have to try it. I had a little tap on the brake. Okay, a little tap on the brakes and turned in a tad too soon, but that's very much on the limit of being flat out down that section. I can close a little bit under brakes through there, but that's the only real braking point. I think I may probably have to be settling for a 3rd place here. Not sure that I can really do that much about catching these cars up ahead. Unless they have a big off, it is possible. I would think it unlikely. I don't know how on earth they're getting more straight line speed than me. I can't decide if the arrow's a bit deceptive or not, but it definitely does. We should all be in identical cars. Definitely does feel at least like they. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it was just the arrow being a tad deceptive. Oh no, I put a wheel on the outside grass. That's not good. I was trying to get a smoother run into that first corner to try and carry more speed, and in doing so, yeah, I just strayed a little too far to the left, put a wheel on the grass, and that is not what you want to be doing coming down that section. Well, we've got our 3rd place back, and I will just defend for my life up until we get to the line. He's very close around there, but didn't really fancy it. I'm not sure he's going to fancy doing anything through this corner either. I was half decent through there before. He's a little too far back, I suspect, to try anything down here. It's a start. It's an okay start. I'll take a third place. Could be a lot worse. Could have got a lot worse. We're putting a win on the grass coming down towards turn 1. And it's a fairly long championship.
Well done, son. You took Snetterton to the cleaners. Sure showed laughing boy who's boss.
And our race engineer is back. Fantastic. I haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, we'll take third place. So points go down to 10th on here. Now that can be helpful to me if we can have mixed up sort of orders. Can come in quite useful. Equally, if I have a bad race, it can be quite troublesome. But okay, Snetterton up next. I think I've raced around here. I can't remember what with. I have had a go with something around here and did relatively okay. Was it the Clios? Could have been Clios. Yeah, fingers crossed. Ooh, we get a nice grid spot for this one. Where are we going to have the overtakes in these cars? Turn 1 is pretty damn fast. Most of the corners in the game are pretty damn fast compared to their real-life counterparts. You can carry a lot of speed through these turns. Opening lap, we're going to be flat out through there. Don't quite know what we're going to be like on the second lap. This is, again, a relatively fast corner. Oh, I'm not sure I got a very good run out of the turn. They're all bumping and banging. Good to see the AI are as mean to each other as they are to me. What sort of manoeuvres have we got going on down there? I don't know. But it's all going to be quite interesting as we all jump under brakes here. Don't know quite how late we dare. Okay, we can be even later on the brakes than that, probably. We're going to slightly push our way through on west. I don't have the time, people. Okay, no, we're going to be fine. Expecting that to be a scarier corner than it was, and it's fine. It's relatively fast. I think we're likely to be flat out all the way around here. Oh, I'm going to have a return. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, they return serve pretty viciously. I only pushed them a little bit wide, and they decided that the best decision with me was to turn me into a wall. Thank you, game. Thank you. Right, let's try this one again, shall we? Got a slightly better start. I believe, yeah, they get off the. I've got better. They still do get off the line better than I can. Right. Crap. This is not going to go too well. Let's brake nicely for here. Okay, right. The good news, I think, is I can carry some pretty good speed around these turns compared to these cars. So I think I can make up positions potentially if we don't get tipped sideways into a wall. Are we going to be able to get any overtakes done down here? I kind of want to be quite quick on the way into this corner, so I might be able to get past a couple of cars. Oh, there we go, up into third place. That's what I was going for last time. We're a little slow off of the turn in doing that, so we're going to lose one of these places, or two of these places, possibly. Go away! Please leave me alone. I was... Yeah, okay, so it was a good manoeuvre initially, but I couldn't actually get the car out of the turn quick enough, so we've lost all of the positions. I forgot how tight the final corner was on this track. I was kind of expecting the Project Cars layout where it almost smooth off the final corner. The long sweeping turn kind of carries on for longer before we go to the very sharp final turn. This is a little bit different on here, so my bad. Sorry to the cars. I gave a little bit of a nudge. Wasn't quite aware of the circuit. Again, though, they're still getting really good speed down here. Are we flat out through turn 1? Yep. It would help if we didn't have a car drive into the side of us, but we will be flat out through turn 1. I'm braking later than you through this corner, though, and we've got a little bit of runoff, so if we are having to go around the outside of somebody, you can get away with having a couple of wheels over the edge. And now there's a big angry pack of Hondas behind me that I am very glad I'm not a part of. Back there. That looks like it's got trouble written all over it. Right, now try and carry speed through here, maybe. I'd say that was pretty... I'd say it was pretty good. I think perhaps they're being slower into the corners, but are managing to get the cars out of the corners faster. Maybe they've done some setup stuff to the vehicles to make them quicker, because I really do seem to have no straight line speed. If it wasn't for the fact that we were all in the same vehicle, I would think they've got different cars or different class with some of the straight line speed they're getting on me. Kind of irritating. But yeah, I think it might just be I'm getting, because we're all in the same cars, if I'm a little bit slow out of a corner, it kind of multiplies as we go down a straight somewhere. I think that's probably what is going on here. I make up my time under braking because I brake very, very late, whereas they make up their time with a better run out of the turn. I can't get my car smooth enough, I think, to go really quickly through that corner. We're better through here. I'm now using the runoff area because I'm trying frantically to push and catch the top 3. Championship points-wise, I have no idea where any... I think I see the silver car up ahead, so that would have been from second in the first race. I don't know where the race victor from the first race is currently in this one. So if I try and be kind of slower through here, that was a much better line. I hope. Through it felt much better. Let's see if we can catch up any. Is this... Okay, not quite final lap, second to last lap. I'm not sure. There are places where I'm quick, but I think I'm losing ground to the cars ahead. They do appear to have buggered off a little bit at the front here. We can kind of close a bit, and we're going to go... There we go, full curb attack through there. Has done the trick a little to close me up. We may be able to scrape a podium. We may be able to scrape a podium if I can have a good final lap, make no mistakes, carry speed through here, try not shrug off too much speed. They're much better at doing this, the smoothness through that turn there. I had to have a downshift where I wasn't really wanting to, a bit more of a lift, because if I hadn't, we're going to end up in the boot of the car ahead, and that's not a good place to be. At least we have got a bit of a margin back to the cars behind, so I'm not feeling under a huge amount of threat from them. Having said that, I'm sure they'll manage to find a way to try and screw me over. Let's go up the inside here. There we go. We're up into a podium spot. That was a solid overtake. Pleased with that one. And managed to maintain some pretty decent corner speed. He's not close enough to try anything as of yet. That arrow panics me every time. It's just, is he coming? Is he coming? He's still relatively far back, to be honest with you. Right, now we've got to go full curb attack down here, but not so much curb attack that we'll get in trouble with the stewards. That was about right. If I'd figured out how to do that earlier, we might have been able to get higher up. I'll take a third place though. Had a dodgy lap. I think lap 2 things went a little bit wrong. Got the hang of it in the end. Yeah, I think it was just me being over brave on the brakes. I could get it stopped and so on, but it put me very slow out of the corner. I think that's where they were getting their sort of straight line speed. Right, championship wise, I'm up to second. It's pretty good. Martin at the front is doing very well with his point scoring. It is quite close. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and so on. They're all very close to each other, and a whole bunch of them down there that haven't scored points. So if they could have a big accident somewhere... Ooh! I spy rain! We're going to have our first wet race. Yeah, if they could have a big accident, that would be great. And I have no idea. I wasn't particularly fast at Mondello Park last time I raced here. It was with the GT cars. But this is the first appearance of rain on Toca 3 for me. This should be interesting. No idea how the AIs are going to react, how I'm going to fare when driving in the wet stuff. Don't know how much of an effect it's going to have on the cars. Answer is quite it's quite a profound effect on the vehicles. On the first Toca, it didn't really make a blind bit of difference. It was kind of more of a visual effect. It might have made a small bit of difference, but it didn't really feel like it did very much to the cars. Here, it does feel maybe slightly slipperier. I thought it was watching the cars wiggle through that first corner. I thought it was going to be a little bit more than it is. This circuit, I don't really know well enough to be able to drive it quickly. Seem to remember a very similar issue when I drove the GT cars. Like some of these corners up here. I think this one here the relatively tight one? No, this is the relatively fast one. That I keep thinking is a slow corner, and it isn't. So that one there we can carry a lot more speed through. Go Conway, I would quite like that 4th place back. I think these next ones we have to be quite slow for, and judging by the fact that he's braking up there, that's probably true. I can shuck it up the inside though and get a position. Right, I will have my 4th place back. Conway, keep falling through the field, and Martin, you can stay back in 8th. Okay, that works for me. You can stay 8th, I can stay 4th. We can have all sorts of mix-up in the championship points, and I can try and not put my car on the grass and get a time penalty. That would be a silly thing to be doing. Can we try and carry more speed. Okay, we've just had a good couple, I say a good couple of corners. It was a little bit all over the place, but they were obviously more all over the place than I was, so I'll take it. Don't know where to brake up here. Oh, crap, that's a braking board somewhere there. It's worked, though. It's worked. It's quite cool to see the rain finally show up on here. I'm really surprised it's taken until, what am I 15 or 18 or something like that? I can't remember now. I'm surprised it's taken that long for rain to make an appearance, but there we go. Yeah, it doesn't. The cars certainly don't aquaplane like we get in Forza 6, but still, it's a cool feature to have. The leaders are not quite close enough to really be fighting one another, which is a shame. It would be helpful if they could do that. It'd be helpful if I knew this bloody track well enough to really make the most of it. Right, I think these corners are sort of medium speed ones around here, so we can carry a fair amount of speed. I mean, these cars are not massively fast anyway, so even when you're approaching them at full throttle, you're not actually carrying a huge amount of speed. So up here was flat out, or was more speed than I took through it last time. Yeah, it's pretty much flat through there, if you got it right. Oh crap, Conway's coming again. Bugger off. Can we please come to the corners where I was half decent at now? Thank you. These ones here I was faring better at with carrying the speed. Basically, give me corners with big braking zones on here, and that seems to be where I can make some time by being brave. And I'm not having the same issues I did on previous ones with being slow off the other side of them. That's going to get me in trouble, I suspect. Okay, no, they're all right with it. I didn't gain any time from doing it. I made a mistake. I was really hoping I could carry more speed down there than I really could. There's a bit of a train going on. We're kind of making a Honda train at the moment, with me being the head of it. I'm going to have to defend like crazy for the next couple of laps if I want to keep my my fourth place, which I really would like. 2/3 and a fourth is not a bad start to it's not the best start to a championship, no, but it's not a bad start either. So yeah, if we can vaguely hang on to it, that would be good. Oh crap, we're running it. Not quite got the first turn right there, but they're fighting each other far more, so that's really helpful. If you guys could crash some more or just bump and slow everyone down, that would be lovely. You can just leave me. I mean, I'd be okay just having a lonely fourth place race, this time out. I'm pretty sure that was awful through there. It did not feel quick. It will give me a good chance going into the final race. When was the final race again? Have I forgotten? Yes, I have forgotten. It was it was Laguna. Oh, bugger. Yeah, we really need a fourth here. Laguna is a place that I should be good at, but for whatever reason I'm not on here. Something about the circuit I can't seem to drive on here. So, yeah, I could do with a little bit of a safety margin coming into Laguna. Oh, okay, pushing my luck too much down there. The only good thing is that the AIs aren't very good through that corner either. Can't decide what gear I want to be in. I feel like I want to be in second through some of these because it just doesn't feel like there's any go in the car, but I think that's just because it's not got a huge amount of power compared to the stuff that I've been driving previously. Now we're off exploring the curbs. That was not particularly good. We're getting caught by someone, so it's going to be manic defending for the final lap. Fortunately, that huge battle has really slowed the group of cars back there down, so I've now only got one car behind me as opposed to about 7, which is good news for me surviving this race, really. Out of that final corner, are we? Yeah, we're going to be under threat, I think, for where do we go over that side of the track? I don't know. It's a strange manoeuvre that they do down there. Car through that, so it really does. It feels like you're in the wrong gear constantly. In this, we don't have the gear ratios to be putting it down anymore. It just feels like there's not a huge amount to go. I've been slightly spoilt by the GT cars and the V8 supercars and the Grand Prix cars and everything that will run 180, 190 miles an hour, and these things are kind of doing 80 and 90. It makes for good fun racing sometimes. When you know the track well enough, at least, it makes for good fun racing. Come on, Civic, get some speed, carry some speed, go. We're really under threat, and this is the one corner that I'm really bad at on the track. The rest of the corners I'm not particularly good at. This one here, the AIs are much better than me at. That time round there was good enough, though. I made a gap to the car behind around there. That is good. That is good news indeed. We'll have to now try and not be quite as kamikaze on the... Yeah, I really feel like I want to go to second, but you can't do it. And they've been better through that turn this time around. So I've made a gap on the corner where I was previously struggling. Oh crap, I've turned in too soon. Now I was trying to be neater because I know I've made issues there before, and then in trying to do that, I've then made different issues. The difficulty of trying to learn tracks in 4 laps is, he's starting to hit home, as I'm guessing the AI difficulty is now increasing as you go through here. One more corner to make it. One more corner and we will have survived the onrush of the AI cars. It wasn't the best, but it's going to be enough. We had the mighty Honda train, and it kind of reformed by the end of the race there. Their big battle on lap 3 saved me massively there. Thank you guys. That really, really helped me out to taking that 4th place. Right, championship. I'm leading the way. How good is that? Unfortunately, so many cars are close together. There's 4 of us within 6 points, and I need to get a 3rd place. So Martin's actually dropped down to 4th. He had an abysmal time there. It's all going to come down to Laguna. I'm hoping we can have some AIs having a bad race and I can have a good race, because otherwise we're not going to be able to, well, we're not going to be able to win or progress the championship. Of course you want to win the championship. I'm kind of more worried about progression though. I spy a bronze name up ahead, I think. He's in 2nd, so unless the leader is a ranked car, which could well be the case. These things you can brake so late in them down there. Maybe we will have a nice mixed up order. At least one of that top 4, although I say that top 4, come to think of it, there's going to be the 4th place car we're not going to see, because he's not going to have his name. It's only for the top 3 championship places. Bugger. I don't know what it is about that corner. I'm just slow at. It's just not a good corner for me. I think, judging from the map, it looks like Silver is leading the way, which is about as bad a situation as I can find myself in. Really? This is not good. This is really, really not good news for me here, because I pretty much need a 3rd place. Oh, God damn it. I thought I was going to take a really good line up there, but the bouncy across the sand and the curb did not sit well with my Civic. Well, we do have a decent amount of laps to try and progress through the order. I might... Oh, crap, I'm forgetting how much grip we've got going on in this car. You can turn in... I'm kind of expecting it to understeer a little bit more, and you can... Basically, these turns are all flat out in the Civic. I'm going to start again, because I can't be bothered to go through the race and at the end have to restart it anyway when I already know I'm in trouble. It just seems like a waste of time, and if the career mode was structured differently, if it was structured like it was in the first Toca game, where you didn't have to progress in that or didn't have to progress tiers immediately when you could go and do other championships and so on, I would not restart, but the way that this is structured means that you basically have to. I would say sorry, but I really don't care at this stage to that AI. Alright, so we can't touch the sand around here, but we shouldn't need to, because these cars have got stupid amounts of grip, and somehow he's managed to carry the speed around the outside. I'm not 100% sure how that one worked, but there we go. Right. How are we going to make progress? Where was I quick last time? I know I was relatively quick through here. Although I was relatively quick because the cars ahead of me were fighting, so that's how I made up time there. We can't hit the sand through this part. We can hit the curb, but we can't hit the sand. How have they got so much more speed? We're in identical cars. I know you've got a bit of slipstream, but bloody hell. Oh no, we're going to get turned coming up towards the corkscrew, aren't we? There we go. Alright, so where's going to be my good corner on this track then? Maybe turn 1, maybe the final turn. That is about it. The rest of the lap, corkscrew I'm okay at. Admittedly, that time there I did have cars to be fighting with. I think we want 4th gear through there. Yep, that'll do the trick. Yeah, the final turn is where I'm going to have to make up time. problem is I'm having to take these big dives, and I'm suspecting that's going to make me a little slow off the corner. Fortunately, it was a big enough dive that I compromised the car behind, so we are up into 4th place. 4th place might just about be enough. It would be less than ideal, but it might just be about enough for progression's sake. Again, want podiums. I'd love to be able to get a win with these bloody cars. I'm just not quite quick enough with them, really. We're going to be, I'm assuming, flat out through here. I had a little confidence lift because I wasn't sure. It was only the tiniest of lifts. We are flat out through there. We're flat out through here. Come on, Civic. Don't let the cars behind catch up. This is going to be a tense race, I think, until the very end. Brake there, tip it in. It's all about trying to keep momentum up with these guys. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the 100 horsepower racing. To a lesser extent, these are more powerful cars, I think. I didn't actually notice how much power they had to the start bit. Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that, with that you so got to keep momentum up. The second you lose momentum is when you're in a load of trouble. Right, we can brake very late up there, and made a little bit time back. Basically, I lose fractions through the early part of the lap, and in the latter part of the lap I come back at them slightly, but by the looks of it, it's probably not going to be enough. It's just going to be enough to keep us doing near identical lap times with each other. I mean, it's better than doing worse lap times, but yeah, not sure. Oh, we are good through that final turn. That is the one redeeming feature of this circuit. I like the final turn. It's Laguna. Right, championship-wise, I believe silver is again leading the way, and I think bronze is in second, which puts me in a bit of trouble points-wise. Yeah, they could have made it much nicer for me here. I also ballsed up that first corner massively. I was kind of not quite sure what to do with the AI ahead of me. Oh, bloody curb, don't do that. Well, this lap's gone to hell already. I know I'm not that good around this part of the circuit, but yeah, we've lost a big chunk of time. I think any chance of getting third is probably going to be a bit unlikely, unless I can find a lot of time somewhere. Oh, I tried carrying more speed into there, and I don't think it worked. I think it just made it worse because I've been too slow out of the corner. Or whether that's what I was doing last time around, I don't know. Across there, and still, yeah. Okay, now we're back to fighting with the green car for this 4th place. You're not coming past. I am not going to let you find a way past me. Not with the championship, or certainly not with the progression on the line. The championship is on the line, but I don't think I've been too slow these opening couple of laps to really fight for the lead. And the points difference between first and second and third and so on is too much for me to really, I think, even if I can maybe get, it'll be very close if I get third in the championship, in the overall championship standings. I mean, God damn, we're too far back. I think I need to have a really good next lap if we want a podium. It's going to be close. There has been some decent racing with these cars, though. Takes a little bit of getting used to these because they are quite slow compared to the stuff that I've driven previously, so you can actually brake really late and carry lots and lots of corner speed that you might not be expecting. As you go through the championships, the cars generally get faster and faster and so on. So yeah, the fact that they're that little bit slower, and the fact that you're flat out through corners that previous cars you haven't been in, takes a little bit of getting used to. But once you have, they're not bad cars to drive. They do feel very, very underpowered. But aside from that, yeah, they're not bad cars to be driving. That was better through there, I think, at least. Still not as quick as they do. But yeah, and you see we're a mile behind the car up ahead. Maybe with a good run through the corkscrew. And now I've got to start worrying about defending again, though. Yeah, it's very much... We're at a status quo. I'm doing pretty much the same lap times as them. It's just I gain all of my time in about 2 corners if we don't throw it off at the corkscrew. Ooh, car ahead kicked up a plume of dust. Now, that's good news for me. Means he's been a little slow off the corkscrew. Or maybe we'll be close enough. This is going to be really, really tight. I might be able to do it, you know. Oh, can we get a dive at the final corner? We're going for it, not particularly cleanly, but we went for the dive, and yeah, little bit of a bump and run, that one. it was, yeah, he did kind of move across slightly in the braking zone. It wasn't from a long way back, but I got third. If it means I progress to the championship, then screw it. Yeah, we got third in that race. So third, fourth, third. Consistency has been enough to get me second in the championship. A close championship, that one. Yeah, I just didn't really quite have the speed with them Civics. But that does mean that we have progressed. Yay! We have completed with the Honda Civic Type Rs. And we move on to the 19th tier. As ever, if you guys would like to vote for which championship you would like to see me tackle next, leave a comment in the comment section below. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.